Hey, what's going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku, back with another video, and so we got some breaking news. Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Green Bay Packers, has been fired. I'm happy he was fired, but I'm not happy that he was fired right now, because Mike McCarthy needed to go. I mean, I shouldn't. Let me rephrase this. I'm not happy that he got fired, but at the same time, he needed to go. I am kind of upset the way they handled this because I don't think he should have been fired right now. And I know some people are like, well, they needed to start the head coaching search or whatever. But my whole thing on that is, you know, the guy won us a Super Bowl, okay? The guy won us a Super Bowl. I mean, we were going to fire him at the end of the season. Wait until the season's over to fire him. I'm not big on in-season firings because I feel like, well, unless if it's a really bad situation. I mean, a team goes freaking 0-16 or something like that, that's one thing. But I'm not big on, like, teams being fired in season. I just, especially a guy who won a Super Bowl, and has that type of credentials in his background. I don't like that. It's not a really good Green Bay move. Even Mike Sherman, who got fired in 2005, that was the last head coach before Mike McCarthy got hired. He didn't even get fired in season, and they went 4-12 that year. So I'm not big, and he didn't have a Super Bowl, might I add you. He didn't win a Super Bowl with as a head coach, and he got fired at the end of the season. So I'm not big on the whole in-season firings. So I'm kind of disappointed in the way Green Bay handled this. However, I do believe he needed to be fired at the end of the season. I feel like he needed to be fired at the end of the season because it's like Mike McCarthy, as good of a coach he is, he never really, tried to adjust. He never really tried to adjust to the way they were going, and with Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that, because that team is pretty much built around the quarterback. That's the biggest issue, in my personal opinion, is they're too much built around Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, but he can't do it all. And it's just, the way the past 5 years, I have been saying that the team needs to improve. The team needs to maximize its talent beyond Aaron Rodgers. And they never did. They need to have like what they had, around Brett Favre towards the end of his career in Green Bay. Unfortunately, that ended bad. Me being a huge Brett Favre fan, of course, I'm still, to this day, still upset that that happened the way it did, because I still think Favre should have retired as a Packer. And I mean, like, they should have kept him on the team, too, like, as a starter. I still maintain my belief that if we had kept Brett Favre for the 2008 season, we would have won the Super Bowl that year. But my thing with Mike McCarthy is at the end of the last season, when we didn't make the playoffs, I said that they needed to fire everyone except for Mike McCarthy. I said that they needed to get rid of Ted Thompson as the general manager, which thankfully he stepped down, but he's still like on the staff as a scout guy or whatever. They needed to fire all the coordinators, which they did. They got new defensive and offensive coordinators, but they needed to keep the head coach, because I didn't believe it was Mike McCarthy's fault why everything was going down the way it did. I believed that they needed, to sign more free agents, which I've been saying for years now, They needed to work around the free agency market, and they needed to, hire some good coordinators. And I think they got a good defensive coordinator, a Rex Ryan disciple. But obviously, that's not going to really help when you have no fucking secondary. And that has been what has held this team back from winning and getting to another Super Bowl, is the secondary. The secondary is freaking terrible. It is terrible. It is garbage. I'm using the nicest terms I can use right now. It is garbage. We had like 11 rookies starting. Inexperienced rookies. Low round picks starting. Okay? I'm not talking about our first pick in Anderson. I'm talking about we had people in there that they just are too inexperienced. And it showed. We were getting shredded on defense. Our secondary was getting shredded. I mean, that 49er game, that was pitiful. It's a miracle we won that game when we beat the 49ers. Because they had like a no-name quarterback in there, okay, shredding us. Okay, shredding our team. They were shredding our team, like, on defense. That is a huge issue that needs to be addressed. And, running back, Bell is out there. I still firmly believe we need Bell. I don't care what anyone says. We need a featured running back. That's another issue, is we're every year we're looking for a running back. Every year we're getting this running back. We're getting that running back. But we're never getting a consistently featured back on our football team. And that is a huge problem. That is a huge damn problem. We need a featured back behind Aaron Rodgers. Okay? Ahmad Green was our last featured running back. We need a featured running back. And you got this guy, Bell. I'm telling you right now, pay that man, get him in. I don't care how much it takes. Get him in. We need him. We need a featured running back on offense. Okay. I still maintain that we should have kept Jordy Nelson. We cut Jordy Nelson. I highly disagree us cutting Jordy Nelson. I think he was better than Cobbs. Randall Cobbs is a good running back. He is not a number one back. He is not a number one wide receiver. Okay? And this year he was train wrecked with injuries. He missed like multiple games this season. Hopefully John Gruden decides to trade Jordy Nelson to Green Bay, because I really would hope he would. Or maybe he'll just release him. I don't know. But I want Jordy Nelson back. With the way John Gruden has been freaking destroying his team this year. Maybe at the end of the offseason he'll freaking trade him. But Brian Gutenberg, I still don't know how to say his name. You need, sorry, I'm saying his name wrong, but Brian, you need to sign Bell. Okay? He's not watching this video. I'm almost certain he's not watching this video, but you need to sign Bell. I don't care what it takes to get this guy in. We need him. We need him on the team. We need him on the team. We need him, and we need a bunch of secondary people. I don't know if there's going to be any cornerbacks available this offseason, but we need a shutdown cornerback. We do not have a shutdown cornerback. And one of the biggest moves this year, like, they traded Clinton Dix during the season, which I thought was a stupid decision. I thought that was a stupid decision because it's like, for a draft pick, for a freaking draft pick. Yeah, but we needed our secondary got worse when he was gone. Like, it just gutted the team even worse, because our problem is secondary, and now we're getting rid of one of our secondary players. Joe Philbin is going to be the interim head coach for the remainder of the season. He was a head coach for the Dolphins for a while. He's not a good head coach, so I really hope they don't hire him as the main head coach at the end of the season. I really hope. They need like, completely different head coach. Like, they need to go into the market and find someone. I know some people are going to watch this video and they're going to probably be stunned at what I say right now. But I'm telling you right now, Brian and Packer Nation, this is the head coach we need. Rex Ryan. I want Rex Ryan as the head coach. I don't care what anyone says about this. Rex Ryan is a phenomenal coach that was on terrible football teams. Okay? For one thing, okay, I want people to understand this when they're watching this video, because people are going to say, why? Why Rex Ryan? Rex Ryan had a shitty quarterback named Mark Sanchez his rookie and sophomore year in the NFL and got them to the AFC Championship game 2 straight years with a shitty quarterback. Okay? Bills didn't really have a good quarterback. Okay? After Sanchez started to fall apart in his 3rd season, they drafted Geno Smith, who sucked. Okay? You give Rex Ryan Aaron Rodgers. You get a running back in there. You get a freaking Bell in there. That's a 2-hand punch right there. You got the thrower, and then you got a really good featured running back down there. That is gonna freaking dash defenses. Because the only people they're worried about is Aaron Rodgers. They're not worried about the running backs. They're not worried about any of the running backs we have. They're just whatever type running backs. I mean, you'll occasionally get their, the Williamses, they'll occasionally get something here. But, they're inconsistent. They're not number 1 featured backs. Okay? You get like a freaking Bell in there, man, and you have Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be a dynamic duo right there. Okay, on offense. That offense will be freaking lethal if we get him. And I know Bell wants his money. I know he wants his money. It's going to take a lot to get him. It's going to take a lot to get him. So I'm not questioning that. But if they can somehow get a deal, I mean, what is he going to do? He's going to take the most money with the Jets. I mean, a team that's rebuilding and not going to be any better next year. If I was him, I'd freaking want, if the Packers offered him a contract, a team with a great quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, like, I'd freaking do it. So that's what I would do. I'd get Bell in there. Obviously he's held out. He's going to be holding out for the whole season with the Steelers. The Steelers, obviously, they're not going to put another tag on him this offseason, because if they did, they would have to pay him quarterback money. There's no way they're doing that for a running back. So, he's going to be holding out until March of this offseason because he didn't show up the deadline in early November. So, I'm hoping that they sign Bell. But Rex Ryan is the guy who I think they should hire. I like head coaches that are not afraid to talk to the media like that. That is a head coach. That is a real head coach. Okay, coaches that are quiet and all that stuff and that just say political answers, that's stupid. I don't care. That's stupid. It really is. That's not a head coach to me. Okay, I like coaches that are not afraid to talk shit. Okay, because that's a coach. Okay, that's a head coach. Okay, You're supposed to motivate your players. That's motivation. Okay? You should be pumped up, ready to go, excited, all ready to go. That's a coach. That's what I like with Rex Ryan. He's not afraid. Everyone talks about how, he said, he's not afraid to kiss Bill Belichick's rings. Frig, I wouldn't want to kiss I wouldn't want to kiss Bill Belichick's rings either. Everyone talks about how Bill Belichick wins all these freaking rings and stuff like that. Well, you know what? He has Tom freaking Brady on his team. You know what? Bill Belichick did not have Tom Brady on his team. He would not win 5 Super Bowls. Okay? Sean Payton could win 5 Super Bowls with Tom Brady as his head coach. Okay? He's only got 1. Okay? That's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous comparison. Okay? I'm so sick of this. He was an average coach when he was on Cleveland. Okay? Think he would have won 5 Super Bowls with Cleveland if he didn't have Tom Brady? When he was the Cleveland Browns coach years ago? No. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I don't know who we're going after. It's way too early to, and especially if coaches leave, decide to leave and go elsewhere. But I think they need to go after a coach that, has coaching experience. I don't think we should go after someone who's new or someone that hasn't head coached before. Someone that's either been in multiple playoff games, Super Bowl appearances, whatever. I think we need to go after a high-profile coach. I think we need to do that. I don't think we should go young like we did with McCarthy back in 2006 when we hired him, or when Green Bay hired him. I don't think we should do that. I think we should go for a more experienced head coach. I think Rex Ryan, like I said, Rex Ryan. Bruce Arian, I've heard Bruce Arian, but I'm pretty sure Bruce Arian only wants the Cleveland Brown job because he retired from Arizona. He might come out of retirement and play for the Cleveland Browns, which that job is opening. But my whole thing with that is like, you want to play for the Cleveland Browns because of their fan base? Well, what about Green Bay's? Green Bay has the #1 fan base in the NFL. Like, so I don't get that one. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, Bruce Arians actually a good head coach. He was, he's good. I don't know why it took him so long to get an NFL head coaching job. Fortunately, he got his head coaching job pretty late, which is why he had to retire. But now that he had a successful head coaching job with Arizona, now a lot of people want him as a head coach again. So who knows? I don't know. There's it's too early, and like it's too early on terms of who we could get. I mean, John Harbaugh, but he's the Michigan college head coach. I'd like him. I think he could be good if he decided to come back to the NFL. I know he kind of got blackballed, by the 49ers. Took them to 3 straight NFC Championship games, 1 Super Bowl appearance during that stretch as well. I think John Harbaugh, if he decided to come back to the NFL, I know he's at his alma maters in Michigan in college right now, but, I think he could come back in the NFL and continue to have success in the NFL as well, if he decides to. I know I've heard, the possibility that Bill Belichick might be leaving New England soon. I doubt very highly Green Bay would even consider him. Well, no, like Bill Belichick, I think Bill Belichick will be leaving New England. I don't know when, but I think, because I don't think he likes the fact that, the owner is like on Brady's side, because, the reports are he wanted to trade him. He wanted to keep Garoppolo and trade Brady. I don't know how true that is, but you never know. I don't think Bill Belichick wants to leave New England unless they get eliminated from the playoffs early, because you got to think about it. You got to think about it for a second. With New England, it's like they're always either in the conference championship game or the Super Bowl, right? If they always have like a deep run, there's never going to be a chance for Bill Belichick to interview another job to become the head coach for another football team, because they're already trying to fill the teams up, right? During the playoffs, like during the first round but usually during the first round of the playoffs, usually teams already have their new head coaches, So that's probably why, unless the Patriots get eliminated early in the playoffs, Bill Belichick is probably not going to leave, because Bill Belichick doesn't want to take a season off, wait a season and then get another job. He wants if he's going to jump ship from New England, he wants a guaranteed head coaching job at another team so he can go right in it, like Andy Reid did with after Andy Reid got fired from the Eagles, he went right to Kansas City. He never took a season off. So that's what I'm saying, but I doubt it, because Bill Belichick's going to want control of the organization. He's going to want he's power hungry. He wants control of everything. And I don't think him and Aaron Rodgers are going to coexist, because Aaron Rodgers is in that position, where he can do no wrong with the city, and it could be another situation with like Brady. It's like, there's that whole power struggle, there, and I don't think Bill Belichick wants that. He wants to control the quarterback. He doesn't want the quarterback to have more power than him. And obviously Brady continues to play good as the way he is, and doesn't get injured. It keeps giving Brady more leverage, where it doesn't give Bill Belichick leverage to get rid of him or trade him. And that's why the whole thing went down with Garoppolo the way it did. So no, I don't know. I mean, possibly, but I doubt it. I doubt that would happen with Bill Belichick. But like I said, I don't really want Bill Belichick. Even if he was a consideration where he wanted to jump ship from New England to Green Bay or another team, I wouldn't want Bill. I don't really like coaches like that. He has no personality. You know what I'm saying? He has no person. I don't like coaches like that, man. Like, come on now. No, I like I said, I would like a Rex Ryan. I know that's probably not going to happen, but I mean, they did hire a former defensive coordinator, who was a Rex Ryan disciple. So, it would be a perfect match for Rex Ryan if he was the head coach. But there's a lot of considerations, but I hope it's not Philbin, though. I didn't like him as a head coach for the Dolphins. I didn't think he was that good as a coach. As a head coach, he's a good offensive coordinator. I don't think he's a good head coach. In Miami, he just didn't seem that good as a coach. He just didn't know. I don't think he was that good at it. From what I've seen, I would not hire him as the head coach. So that's my whole thoughts. Mike McCarthy. I wish he hadn't been fired this point in the season. I wish they would have waited until the end of the season. Obviously, this was a huge loss to Arizona. They're the worst in the league this year, and for obvious reasons. And the fact that we lost at home to them was pretty shitty. But I would have waited until the end of the season, because it's like, it's whatever, You can't fire a guy who won a Super Bowl for this team, for a Packers team. You don't fire him in season. Obviously, you didn't. Well, Mike Homer was too good. He left for Seattle. To the general manager spot. But even Sherman never won a Super Bowl for Green Bay, and he got fired after the season was over. After we finished 4-12. So I just don't agree with them firing. I don't think we've ever fired a head coach in season. I don't think we've ever fired a head coach in season before. Maybe in the 80s and the 70s. I'm not sure about the 80s and the 70s. I mean, because we fired a lot of head coaches in the 80s and the 70s because, Packers unfortunately weren't doing good during that time period. But I don't think, definitely not in the 2000s and the 90s, they never did, and that was during my lifetime. of course, because I was born in 91. So overall, I definitely agree with the firing. I just don't agree with doing it right now. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with him being fired in season or during after the season, and who do you think should be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers? Do you think it should be someone that's an experienced head coach, or do you think it should be someone newer? I personally think it needs to be someone with experience. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. If you like this video and my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.